With any initial survey, it's sort of, you're a bit blind and stabbing in the dark. You have no idea how it compares to before or after, whereas this second report really does give us that comparative lens, both to confirm certain things that last year's report had, but also, as you said, to highlight the gaps that are still increasing, but that should be improving. So there's definitely a priority then in terms of the urgency of addressing those and what can be done, and the more awareness, and that's what we're hoping to get out of the report, is just this awareness of these topics of discussion that need to be had and to promote among families.
The report continues to reveal that this area is in incredible turmoil, that the claims and disputes are growing, will continue to grow, and don't show any signs of slowing down. The scale of these disputes is increasing, and the damage that's being done to families as the fallout is continual and resonates for generations.
The biggest factor that contributes to people not attending to their estate planning and getting a will in place is just a lack of understanding and education with the wider public about the benefits of having a will. There is still this prevailing idea that if you don't own significant assets, then you don't need to have a will. And I think there is also this idea that the family will just work it out. People don't realise that when they pass away without a will, there is a very strict formula that must be followed, and deviating from that formula, even if everybody is in agreement, can have some serious tax and duty consequences, which makes everybody's life very difficult and expensive.
We're now at, according to our last figures, 44% of Western Australians are either without a will or don't know if they have one. 44% is too high. 40% is too high. 30% is too high. These numbers are devastating. There's an deeply alarming gap between the genders. Men have greater will coverage than women, as revealed in our report. And this is very concerning because it reveals a misunderstanding, I think, of society as to where these assets are actually going to land. The reality is, in a husband and wife couple, even if the assets are all owned by the husband and then will pass to the wife, that person last standing is female. Because women will outlive the men. They almost invariably do. Statistics tell me they do. And so they will be the sole custodian of these assets. But they have no will of their own. They have no estate planning of their own. And there is the vacuum into which falls not just uncertainty, but very, very poor outcomes.
There's a clear need for conversations to be happening more within families and earlier on. The benefits of this are just endless. The expectations that can be managed through that, the disappointments that can be mitigated, plus the peace of mind for the parents themselves to then know that at least they've done their best to manage the situation for the future.
The report really lent into this question around the family conversations, who's having them, who isn't having them, and what parts of society are dealing with their affairs better than others. And the statistics are fascinating on this, in that the report showed that there were only, or less than a fifth of us, I think 18% or thereabouts, have had meaningful conversations as a family around their estate planning. And then an enormous group in the middle of 48% who have had some form of conversation, but not a deep conversation, not a meaningful conversation. And fascinatingly then, at the other end of the spectrum, 18% who not only have not had the conversation, but have no intention of having the conversation. In almost every case that I have seen, a family that has socialized these deep and weighty ideas together as to what happens, why things should pass the way they should pass, who should get what and when. Families that talk about these things have successful outcomes. It's axiomatic, because there is no disillusionment, there's no shock.
We want them to have more conversations around these things. We want them to have the tough discussions, not just among their own families, but with other families. It's not something that can perhaps be done in a day. So it is a process, and it's a case of understanding who you have to be looking after, what your assets are, and bringing that all together in terms of what your intentions are, and then get a real snapshot into the thinking within our very local society, and how are people perceiving inheritance? What are they doing about it? What are they thinking about it? Because only then can we know where the issues are.